Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jared from DIY with Confidence, the channel that helps you gain the confidence you need to tackle some of those do-it-yourself projects around your home. Today, I'm going to be posting 3 different videos all at the same time, all with the theme of fire safety. I feel very strongly about fire alarm safety. My family literally has been saved on 2 different occasions because of properly functioning and good fire alarms. Please take a second to like and subscribe to this channel so that I can continue to produce for you videos that will help you with your personal do-it-yourself projects at home. I also want to point you to my other 2 videos that are going to address how to change a wired fire alarm and potentially replace it for one that's even superior to the one you have. Go watch my other video that'll show you how to get rid of that annoying chirp that your fire and smoke alarm does occasionally.
I'm visiting with Karen Yaggie from USI Electric, who has been kind enough to give me some time today to talk a little bit about their products. And specifically, of course, my interest has been in this 4-in-1 product.
We have technology that is microprocessor controlled that combines the benefits of both photoelectric and ionization, and then the IC with IC, which is a microprocessor, so an IC chip, so IoPhic. So that's how we came up with the name. And we were the first ones to bring an affordable, everyday, if you will, a smoke alarm with this IoPhic technology. Well, when we brought the IoPhic to UL, it was quite a challenge because we were doing things that they weren't able to verify. And we wanted to make all these claims. And we were able to make claims that no one else was able to make, and that our IoPhic technology responds 87% faster to slow smoldering fires. Programming algorithms into this chip that would recognize the difference between a fire or a nuisance, like cooking smoke or steam. So we were able to weed out those things. So we said we were virtually eliminating nuisance alarms. And every firefighter will tell you that nuisance alarms are a big problem because people take down their alarm and they don't put them back up. They do have a cooking fire or something else in their home, and now they're unprotected. Firemen tell us all the time, they go into homes and they see an empty bracket. And it's heart-wrenching because people had the right intention. They put up the alarms, but they didn't maintain them for some reason. When we brought it to the market, we realized that there were also other needs. So we knew that carbon monoxide alarms are also required. So we added the carbon monoxide technology to that. And then we added the natural gas feature. We brought the first and only, still to this day, the first and only 4-in-1 alarm back in 2012.
You know, it's fascinating. I actually bought one of those alarms. Let me think, it would have been in probably 2012. I mean, it was brand new. I think I got it from Costco. I think you guys started with Costco. It was like a Costco 3-pack or something. Mm-hmm. And I thought, this is brilliant. And so I got a handful of those and put them up around my house. I've had 2 experiences with your 4-in-1 that I've been really grateful for. Number one, I think I told you about this one. Recently, we had a gas leak, actually, and it caught the gas leak. And it was a small one, but nonetheless, it was a gas leak. And we had the fire department out there and they helped us recognize it and solve it, because I walked around, I didn't smell anything. I ding't see anything. And it's, of course, the silent killers that, you know, we really got to pay attention to. But the other time was fascinating. It was CO and the gas have a useful life. They don't last forever. And this one, I think it's 7 years. They expire after 7 years. And this was like on year 7, it went off and it beeped a couple times. And I thought, oh, it's just dying, you know? Anyway, so finally we called out the gas company to take a look. And sure enough, our water heater exhaust vent was clogged and it was just pouring out CO in our entire basement. And my kids were asleep in the basement. My kids were down there. And literally that saved our lives. I'm not exaggerating. So I'm so grateful for your technology. 2 experiences I've had with it personally.
That is amazing. And really, that's something about my job that I don't get to hear enough of because I'm more behind the scenes. So I'm thank you for sharing that. In fact, that's why I wanted to contact you guys and say, let's have this story. Let's have this conversation, because I think this is such an easy technology that's so inexpensive comparatively and relatively, and it's so essential to have in our homes. Unfortunately, with smoke alarms, if it's not required, people don't seek it out. I mean, We're all in line for that iPhone 12.
I know.
to be able to make it cost effective and to make it safe is really our goal. And that's what we do every day.
I think it's important for consumers to know that the 4-in-1 has to be wired in order to function properly, because it's drawing a lot of energy consistently for the CO and for the gas monitoring, whereas smoke and fire can be monitored by battery typically. This one has to have electric.
Right. And it's definitely for us, it's not so much that carbon monoxide, because we do have battery powered carbon monoxide alarms, but when it comes to the natural gas, that's where we are, that's where it's pushing it over the edge to have to be hardwired.
Hey, talk to us a little bit about placement. It does matter where you place an alarm, and like how many alarms I have to have in a house, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. NFPA recommends that you install smoke alarms inside every bedroom, outside every sleeping area, and on every level. So that's for smoke alarms. Carbon monoxide alarms right now, you must install them outside every sleeping area and on every level. So
now, those may be the same, right? I may have it on one level that is outside a sleeping area, but I may have a level that doesn't have a sleeping area that also needs a CO. Right. And then I have a basement that may not serve as a sleeping area, but it's a basement. I ought to have one there. So it could serve both functions, but I need to have one on every level.
Yes. But if you buy combination alarms, then you don't have to worry. They are a little bit more expensive, but again, to have maximum protection, well, as a manufacturer of alarms, I want you to buy 20, and everybody should buy 20, because then we all have jobs. Yeah, but that's we make an affordable product, and it's important to have correct placement, because you don't want to have false alarms. We touched on that earlier. And you also want to make sure that you have adequate protection, because early detection allows more time for you or your family to escape safely.
Can I interject with this? And that really matters in today's homes, because when they go up fast.
They do.
And that's a lot of combustibles with a lot of man-made products that are very dangerous, frankly, and we have a lot more electronics. And so, I mean, it's very fast. Early detection is really important here.
It is very important. And that's the reason for the IoPhic, because we knew we could get an alarm that would detect faster than anything else that was on the market. USST or IoPhic goes off. Look at how much quicker it goes off, 29 minutes at alarms versus an ionization or a photoelectric. So in order to even be within the standard, so this all meets the standard, but look at how much more time, a half hour versus an hour, 30 minutes more. That's a lot of time.
That's huge. I mean, that's lives, seriously.
It's lives, it's property, it's your pets, it's everything that you love and you've worked hard for. So not only do we respond 87% faster to slow smoldering fires, but you'd say, well, that's great. Anybody can dial the alarm down so it detects quicker, but you're going to have false alarms. Right. So we went one step further. We sent the products to the University of Maryland, and they did an independent study with 10 smoke alarms, all different brands, all the majors, along with ours. And it was a blind test, and they tested them for these different conditions. Now, we were able to alarm 87% faster, but we also had the lowest percentage of nuisance alarms.
Now, I know alarms sound differently, meaning they produce different sound according to what it's monitoring. So what I want to ask you is, will you please sing for us the different sounds that are produced by your alarm?
Sure, I will not do that for you.
But talk to us a little bit about that purpose. What's that about?
Yes. Well, there's the horn pattern for smoke, similar across all products. It's 3 beeps. So 3 beeps, pause, 3 beeps, pause. They call that a T3 horn pattern. Okay. And now it's required even in Canada. They harmonized the standards so that it's the same. But then from there, we stray. Not all companies have everything exactly the same. And once you start adding, 2 technologies, 3 technologies, 4 technologies, we had to come up with different sounds. So in the back of every one of our product manuals, we'll show the horn, the sound that it's going to make, the light, the flashing lights or the LED pattern. It's important to know what they mean and what to do when you hear those sounds, because it is slightly different. Obviously, if you hear a smoke alarm, you run, you get out of the house, you call 911. But carbon monoxide, sometimes the response can be a little bit different. You still want to get out of the house and call 911, but sometimes they say, you should open your doors, ventilate, get fresh air.
And you can also press on the test, and you can press through the different test noises so you can actually hear what they sound like too.
Yes. And that's a UL requirement, agency requirement. You have to be able to, when you press that test button, it has to test all the features. Never should you ever, ever, ever test your smoke alarm by building any type of fire, blowing out candles, by hands over your head with fire, climbing up on a ladder with candles, smoking. No, none of the above.
Thank you for saying that, because people will do it and people don't do it. Yeah, I get it.
Don't do it. People put their carbon monoxide alarms next to their stove. No, do not do it.
So
Press
it was
the test button.
when the fire department came to my home, they stopped by the door. And before they went in, they were listening. They told me, they said that we're listening for the sound that the alarm is producing, so we know what we're getting into, which I thought was brilliant. Not only is it a sensor for us to signal us what's going on, but also the firemen use that to know how they enter. It changes how they proceed into the house. Did you know that insurance companies give a discount on their homeowners insurance or rental insurance if you have functioning fire alarms?
Yes.
And did you know that they give an additional discount if you have it connected to an alarm system that goes to a centralized office?
Mm-hmm.
See, I knew you'd know that. Okay, how about this? Do you know what percentage they give us a discount? It varies by insurance company.
I do not.
So this one's worth knowing. I mean, we pay a lot of money for home insurance, right? I mean, it's expensive through the year. Most insurance companies average between 1% and 5%. And most states allow that, and most insurance companies will give a discount. And so that, I mean, it's not a huge amount, but that can equate to a difference of $50 or a couple $100. But in my mind, that offsets the cost of the alarm, so just get it. You were creating a certain promotion for our viewers. Would you tell us about that, what you're offering? And let me preface with this. You're not paying me anything. I'm not getting any products in response. I'm not getting anything. I buy your products. And so I want to be clear that this is not a partnership. That I really feel strongly enough about this. And I'm so grateful for what you guys are offering to viewers. Go ahead and share with us what you're willing to do.
If you use the code TD for tax day 20, now through April 15th, you'll get 20% off any order, whether it's the 4-in-1 that we've been talking about or any of our other products. So it's limit one per customer, one order per customer, but
it could be multiple items.
Oh, sure. As many as you want. Hundreds of dollars of them.
You guys, go get it. Go get it. Seriously. Not all products play well together. So, I mean, this is a great time to make a switch over and say, I want these products.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up. It is in the manual, but none of us are going to read an 18-page manual before we put our products up.
That's your job, right? So
yeah. I write those manuals and no one reads them. Any smoke alarms that are wired in have to be of the same brand. So if you're thinking about switching out to a 4-in-1 or adding 4-in-1, if you have another competitive brand, they don't interconnect together. It's not recommended. You might get it to work. You might test it and think it's fine, but we don't recommend it. It voids the warranty, our liability on the product, and it's just not safe. The reason that you have interconnected alarms is so when one goes off in the basement, the whole house alarms, so people anywhere in your house can hear that.
And that's, by the way, that's the same with every alarm company, that we don't mix and match. It's like Apple and Samsung, right? They work independently, and they work best when they're united together with their product.
With their partners, right. So thank you, yes, for mentioning that. So it's not like we're the only one that doesn't work with the other, but none of us should be interconnected together.
Well, Karen, thanks again. Seriously, thanks for what you do in your community, and thanks for taking time to visit with us today. I really do appreciate it. We'll talk again.
Okay.
Okay, take care.
You too, bye.
Bye.
Bye.